Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you were able to join the Zack Snyder's Justice League watch party. Well, it was like people were organizing. We organized it on Twitter. Not I wasn't part of it, but I definitely streamed it yesterday. But anyway, thank you guys for the support. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, and check out the links in the description. A couple things I want to talk about today. First off, I want to bring up the Deathstroke on HBO Max trending hashtag that's trending on Twitter and probably on other social media too. Like I've seen people talking, posting stuff on Instagram, but Twitter is really where this mostly takes place for these, hashtag events. And then also a question that Zack Snyder answered regarding Supergirl being on, may or not being on Earth. We'll get into that in a second. But first, let's get into this Deathstroke talk. Okay, so the hashtag Deathstroke HBO Max is trending on Twitter today. And in light of that, Joe Manganiello himself shared a picture of Deathstroke. Looks like, I think we've probably seen this, but not officially, not released. It was just like we saw it when the pictures from the exhibit in Dallas at the AT&T, that exhibit, you might have seen this picture floating around, or maybe, I don't know. I think we saw one similar to this. I don't know if it was this exact one, but Joe Manganiello shared this with the hashtag Deathstroke HBO Max. And it's, a lot of people, I've been tweeting about it. It's obviously trending. People showing their support for wanting to see Deathstroke's arc, his story, everything, continued on HBO Max, because it seems like that would probably be the best place, the best platform for that to happen. They could do it in a movie format. They could do it in a series format. Joe Manganiello has been sharing a lot in these past couple of months about sharing details about what the story was supposed to have been like, about his character, about, why him and Batman are at odds with each other. And it sounds really interesting. He mentioned that there was, I think, around 7 Deathstroke projects that were thrown out over the past several years. And one of them, the director Gareth Evans was on board to direct a Deathstroke movie. It would have been, pretty short movie, low budget, $40-50 million, just like an origin story for Deathstroke, which I think would be awesome. We get to see him, training with Ra's al Ghul, the League of Assassins. They're learning about his character and, again, why he's going after Batman, because in Zack Snyder's Justice League, spoiler alert, part of the epilogue is we got the original dialogue between Deathstroke and Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. So in the theatrical version, that dialogue, they changed it to set up a Justice League 2 with the League of Doom movie, but it was originally supposed to be setting up the confrontation between Deathstroke and Ben Affleck's Batman. And we know now that in Zack Snyder's Justice League, spoiler alert, Lex Luthor gives Deathstroke, Slade Wilson, Batman's identity. Because he says that Deathstroke offered to take him down pro bono, and it's Deathstroke mentions that it's personal. So I think what Joe Manganiello had described before was that he blames Batman for something personal that happened to him, I think for the death of his son, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what he said. And so he's trying to destroy Batman's personal life, like those close to him, So we know, obviously, since, before the movie came out, when he said that, it was like, oh, well, he must become aware of Batman's identity to be able to do that, because how's he going to know who's close to him if he doesn't know his identity? Except for, Batgirl or people like that. But if he's going after people that are close to him in his personal life, then that means he knows Batman's identity, which in Zack Snyder's Justice League, we find out that that's the case. So, I'm all for it. I think it'd be super interesting. Who was it? Zack or Joe Manganiello? I can't remember. One of them, I think, had described that this version of Deathstroke doesn't have, powers. He's kind of just, on the same level as Batman, a peak human ability physically. You know what I mean? Obviously, he trained with Ra's al Ghul. He's a League of Assassins. He's, obviously very skilled at what he does. But it's interesting that they chose to go with a Deathstroke that doesn't have power. Because, I mean, he's not like, I guess you could compare him to like a super soldier, right? He has like healing abilities, he's strong, he has, above average human ability. He's hard, it's not easy for him to die, so things like that. But I guess maybe that's not what they wanted to go with. They kind of wanted him more to be Batman's equal. But I think, if they choose to move forward with a Deathstroke project, whether it be a series, a movie, anything like that, I'm interested in whatever they choose to go with. I just want to see more, for sure. And I definitely want to see him go up against Ben Affleck's Batman. We did get to see them in the epilogue. They had some, dialogue together. But obviously, just like Batman and Joker, they obviously have a history, and then they have to kind of come together for this bigger, purpose. So I definitely want to see more of his Deathstroke, and I think a series would be awesome to really flesh out his story and see how it leads up to, between him and Batman, and whether that's like a Batman slash Deathstroke series or just either way, just we want more. And speaking of Joe Manganiello, today the Nerd Queens announced that he will be one of the guests during the Justice Con, April 17th, 2021. So just around the corner, this year's Justice Con, they're continuing it, which is awesome. So he will be a guest on that as well. Okay, now this next thing is very interesting. A lot of us have wondered about how Supergirl, if she plays a role, if any, in Zack Snyder's DC universe that he started. The first hint that she could possibly exist in Zack's universe was the open pod in Man of Steel when he finds the scout ship, when Clark finds it. And it's they make it very obvious that there is an open crush there. And then we see it again in Zack Snyder's Justice League. The League walks by it, but they don't really say anything about it. You see that it's there next to the one that we see, was wiped off. And there's still a Kryptonian body in that one. And probably other ones, but there's an open one. A lot of us were wondering if we were going to see a Kryptonian during the history battle in Zack Snyder's Justice League, especially because of that line from Steppenwolf, no lanterns, no Kryptonians, no protectors here. That gives the sense, that they have encountered Kryptonians before, and it wouldn't matter if they were on Krypton because they don't have powers on Krypton. So it's like they know something about Kryptonians, that they're super powered when they're, if they have a yellow sun and things like that. It gives you the feeling that they know about them, that they are protectors of some kind, because he said the same thing with Lantern. He said no lanterns. There was lanterns at the history battle, but we didn't see that. There was, I think a lot of us were kind of waiting to see if she was going to show up. There was the fan theory about her being captured by, Darkseid and being held on Apocalypse and stuff like that. We did see a woman's suit, Kryptonian suit, when Clark goes back to the ship to get the black suit. One of them that turns around is a woman's suit, and it looks like it has a red cape. It's kind of goldish color. It's obviously not Feora's because it's different colors, first of all, and his ship makes things for the House of L, so they wouldn't be making one for Feora. Dave Avery, also known as Ohio Dave, asked the question on Vero, had a question for you, Zack Snyder, if you're allowed to answer. Was this a hint that Supergirl is already on Earth in the DCEU? This is the comic that came out around the time of Man of Steel. It was kind of meant to be like a prequel setting that kind of takes place in the same universe as Man of Steel. And in that comic, the scout ship crash lands on Earth, and some of the other Kryptonians die. So I think some of them get out, but I don't remember the whole story. But Supergirl is in that comic, and she's on Earth. But Zack responded, not Supergirl, but someone. Okay, and then, Dave replied, thanks for the response, boss. So, makes you wonder, because who else could that be? Who else would it be? There was also another question that had come up on Vero when someone asked Zack, and we didn't see that happen in Zack Snyder's Justice League. There wasn't a Kryptonian at the back. Not that I've noticed. But who else could it be? Like, I mean, let's go back to what I was saying about the other question on Vero. There was a question that someone asked Zack, how many Kryptonians are on Earth? And Zack said, well, the easy answer is one, which is Kal-El, right? But obviously there's more to that because he said the easy answer is, so that means there's another Kryptonian out there somewhere. Or there was at some point. In Man of Steel, they said that the ship had been trapped in the ice for like over 18,000 years, which is a really long time. I don't know if a Kryptonian could survive that long. I mean, obviously they would survive longer than, you know, a human, but I don't know if they would live that long. I guess it depends on how Zack would have wanted to portray them in his universe. Maybe he did kind of want, you know, make them that way. Even if, you know, okay, Superman died, but then he was able to come back, and he would have eventually came back on his own anyway, most likely, even if they hadn't used the mother box. So it makes you wonder, who else could it be? Like, it would have to be someone that, like, would be a surprise. You know what I mean? Or someone that you would recognize, and who else would that be besides Supergirl? I don't know what other Kryptonian would be, like, shocking for us to find out was on that scout ship and is the one who left the ship, you know, the open crush. I really don't know. This is kind of the first time that Zack has given like a more direct answer to a question about Supergirl, because like I've said so many times, he talks around it a lot. He doesn't really go into detail about anything about that. Like he kind of just really doesn't touch that subject. But there's no, I mean, obviously he has ideas or plans for how he would want to include another Kryptonian because of that open crush. And like he said, not Supergirl, but someone. Who could it be? I really don't have any ideas who I would guess. I saw someone earlier say Power Girl, but I don't know if that's a familiar enough character for it to be. I don't know. I really don't know. I really would love to know. What I was thinking would be interesting is like if we do continue, if we get another Justice League movie in Zack Snyder's universe at some point, if there was a Kryptonian at the history battle on Earth, the first invasion with Uxas, I think it would be cool to see, since Zack likes to show things from previous movies from a different perspective, just like when we saw Superman from Batman's perspective in BVS, and now we saw Superman's death from Wonder Woman, Lois, and Batman's perspective in the beginning of Zack Snyder's Justice League. He likes to do those things. I think it would be cool to see maybe a part of the history battle that we didn't really see in Zack Snyder's Justice League. If he shows a different part of it and we see a Kryptonian there fighting, that would be cool. It'd be interesting because, like I said, when Steppenwolf has that line, no lanterns, no Kryptonians, I don't think they put that there for no reason. He could just be referring to the fact that Superman died. But he obviously knew that, like, Superman was a protector for the Earth, for mankind. And so, you know, that he would be a threat of some kind, which obviously he is, we see in the final battle. So it's just very, very interesting that Zack said that. He finally kind of addressed it at least a little bit, but then it makes you even more curious as to, like, who is the Kryptonian then and where are they? Are they still alive? Was a Kryptonian captured by, you know, Xis's army and is on Apocalypse? I don't know. It's just super interesting. But, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, do you have any ideas about who it could possibly be? Yeah. Let me know. But thank you guys for watching. Check out the links in the description. Hit the notification bell and leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And we'll see you guys next time.